What if I told you that the thing destroying your peace every single day isn't the people around you? It's one habit you don't even know you have. One comment from a coworker, one look from a stranger, one harsh word from someone you love. And just like that, your whole day collapses. Your chest gets tight. Your mind won't shut up. And you spend the next 3 hours, sometimes 3 days, replaying that moment over and over again. Sound familiar? Because here's the truth that nobody talks about. We lose it because of what we chose to do after. And today, I am going to tell you the story of a man who figured that out the hard way, on the side of a mountain, with a bag full of stones. Stay with me until the end, because I am going to share one simple nightly practice that takes less than 60 seconds and can literally change the way you carry yourself through life. In a quiet little village tucked between rolling green hills. Strong guy, hardworking, but inside, he was exhausted. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes, the kind of tired that builds up when you've been carrying pain for years without putting it down. Someone spoke harshly to him, he fired right back. Someone disrespected him, he held onto it for weeks. Someone lied about him. He replayed it in his head like a broken record. People in the village called him angry, but Thomas wasn't angry. He was just buried. And without even realizing it, he'd bend down, pick that stone up, and drop it into a bag he carried on his back, day after day, week after week. Year after year, that bag got heavier, and Thomas? He started walking with a bent back and a face that had forgotten what a smile felt like. The colors of his village faded. The warmth of the morning sun didn't reach him anymore. His world had gone dark, even on the brightest days. One cold morning, Thomas decided he needed to get out, clear his head. So he started climbing the mountain path behind his village. The sky was pale blue. Birds sat quietly on thin branches. A soft breeze moved through the tall grass. It should have felt peaceful. But that bag on his back made every single step feel like punishment. Then, halfway up the trail, he noticed someone coming toward him, a thin old merchant, carrying just a small bundle tied with a simple rope. But what struck Thomas wasn't what the man was carrying. It was how he was walking, light, easy, like he didn't have a single heavy thing on him. The old man had a gentle face, a soft smile, and he was humming quietly to himself like the whole world was just fine. When he reached Thomas, he stopped, gave a small respectful nod and said, "Son, you look worn out. That load looks heavier than you can handle." Thomas let out a long sigh. "Yeah," he said. "I carry a lot of stones." The merchant glanced at the massive bag and raised an eyebrow. "Stones? What kind of stones?" Thomas opened the bag just enough for the merchant to see inside, all shapes. All sizes, smooth ones, jagged ones, big heavy ones. "These," Thomas said quietly, "are the stones people threw at me. They're insults. They're betrayals. They're cruel words. Every time someone hurt me, I picked it up. I kept it. I couldn't let it go. Feels like they belong to me now." The merchant studied him with calm, steady eyes. "Why do you keep them, son?" Thomas looked down at the ground. "I don't know. When someone hurts me, I feel it so deep that I can't just leave it there." The old man smiled softly and said, "Walk with me." They continued up the mountain together. After a few minutes, the merchant bent down and picked up 2 small stones from the trail. He held them in his hands for a moment, then placed one stone on the ground and handed the other to Thomas. "These 2 stones," he said, "are exactly the same. Now look." He pointed to the stone on the trail. "The person who hurt you is like that stone right there. They threw their words at you and kept walking. They moved on. They don't feel it anymore. That stone just sits there in the dirt, forgotten." Then he gently lifted Thomas's hand, the one holding the other stone. "But this is your reaction. You chose to pick it up. You chose to carry it. And so every step you take gets heavier, while the person who hurt you is out there somewhere, living lightly, feeling nothing. Thomas stared at the stone in his palm. A warm wind rolled over the mountain path. The merchant's voice dropped lower, softer. "Son, your reaction is your burden, not their action, not their words. You are the one who added the weight to your own life." Those words hit Thomas like a lightning strike that makes no sound. Quiet, deep, undeniable. He felt the truth of it all the way down. All these years, he had been collecting stones that were never his to keep. He opened his hand and let the small stone fall. It hit the dirt with a soft thud. They both looked at it for a moment. "How do I stop?" Thomas whispered. The old merchant reached over and touched the heavy bag on Thomas's back. "You leave each stone where it falls," he said. "You let it return to the ground. You let your heart get light again." Thomas's eyes filled up. Some he set gently on the ground. Some he let roll down the hill. And with every single stone he released, something loosened in his chest. Clearer, and for the first time in longer than he could remember, Thomas looked up at the sky and actually saw it. In the weeks that followed, Thomas practiced. Every time someone spoke roughly to him, he paused, took one breath, and let their stone fall. Every time someone insulted him, he asked himself one quiet question: "Do I actually want to carry this?" And most of the time, the answer was no. His steps got lighter. His mind got quieter. His heart started coming back to life. And something beautiful happened. Without that heavy bag dragging him down, Thomas could finally see the world again. The genuine smiles of people he'd been too weighed down to notice. His life felt open again, and the old merchant's words never left him. "Your reaction is your burden." Now I promised you a practice. Something small and simple you can start tonight. Before you go to sleep, find one quiet minute. Put your hand on your chest. Think of one moment from today that still feels heavy, a rude comment, a disappointment, something that stung. Imagine it as a stone sitting in your hand. Then whisper to yourself quietly, "This stone is not mine. I release it." Take one slow breath. And picture yourself setting that stone down on the ground and walking away from it. Do this every single night. It takes 1 minute. But over time, it will change the weight you carry. Here's what we forget. We cannot control what people do. We can't control what they say or how they act. But we always get to choose what we pick up afterward. That choice is everything. One calm reaction can save an entire day. One released stone can free your heart. And when you finally stop holding on to every hurtful word, every embarrassing moment, every person who didn't treat you right, you will be amazed at how light your life actually is. Peace doesn't come from the outside. It begins the second you decide not to pick up the stone. If this story hit home for you, do me a favor, hit that like button, share this with someone who needs to hear it today. And subscribe so you never miss a story like this one. Until next time, walk light, react with intention, and remember this: your reaction is your power.